Alright, so this is gonna be kinda, I guess, like our playthrough video of our game, Dungeon Dash. We're going through it, I'll show off a few of the polished things we did. I can get one here. For example, our delete save button, originally you had to click it twice before this pop-up would appear. Now you only gotta click it once. As well, we've changed the look of our buttons just to fit a bit more with our theme, as off of our feedback we were given. And yeah, there's some like spelling checks here. Yeah, we'll go just into the basic game. Some of the changes we made in here is just our currency display, the wave, as well as the damage numbers are all a bit clearer to see now. Originally they were blending into the background a little too much, so you could not tell what was going on. With our upgrade screen, we now show the coin symbol beside your enemy's beat, so you can see it's just a little clearer on what that currency is, where it's coming from. In our upgrade screen here, we have a couple more changes. So our sprites, when you cannot afford them, are now grayed out, just to show you that, hey, you can't get this. But this one that's lit up, you can grab it. As well, we've added just a little bit of space in the pop-up here, just so, your stats and the upgrades aren't right up against the wall. Grab the roost damage here first, and go right in again. Let's see, what else do we got? There's a couple other bugs and just, slight changes that we made. Showing some of those changes a little later. I tried to show it in our last video with the ability upgrades. There was a little pop-up, but it wasn't showing up. Now it always shows up when you buy an ability for the first time. And yeah, I didn't write a script or anything for this, so I guess I'm just gonna kind of talk about whatever I can think of. Let's see. I guess we'll talk about a few things that didn't make it into the game first. So we have sprite sheets in our project for like player animations, but we weren't able to get those added into the game. Unfortunately, I didn't get those sprite sheets until earlier today, and this project is due in like 12 hours or something like that. I'm submitting it tonight. I don't have the time to try and figure out the animations and get them working without breaking the game potentially. So I would have loved to get them in, but just don't have the time with when I got them. Just remember, that's another change I entirely forgot about. When you hit a critical hit, it's a little bigger, and it very specifically says critical, as that was something some testers had given us feedback on and said that, hey, this might be a little more helpful, just to let me know that's exactly what that is, which we did. Yeah, we weren't able to get those animations in. I think that, at least off of a planned list of stuff that I wanted to do, I believe that might be everything that we weren't able to get in. I feel like I'm all over the place. Another change we added, our buttons now kind of highlight when you hover over them. And yeah, you can see my mouse in the gameplay. I probably could have hit it, but didn't get to that, so we'll just move it off screen for now. Let's see, what else can I think about here? I guess start from the very beginning of the project. So, again, originally when I started out on this project, I was working on it alone. I didn't have any artists working with me. It was just me, myself, and I. So, at the start of this project, I was very worried on where this project was going to go and, how it was going to end up looking. As, I have not touched digital art once in my life, I don't think. I'm more used to the, traditional, paper and pencil, stuff like art like that. So I don't. Maybe we would have been like, I might have been okay just trying to find, free assets in that online, but you never know what's gonna happen with that sort of stuff. Whether you're gonna find anything that's gonna work for what you're doing, or if you're even gonna find anything that'll be free, because it's 50-50 with that sort of stuff. But I don't think I would have had awful trouble, but I am very grateful that I ended up having an artist join my group, as I would not have been able to get the game to the state that it's in right now without them. So yeah, I'm grateful that I had them join me. Let's see. Yeah. Video's not going to be like a short one by any means. It's at least half an hour or more, probably. I think that's okay. Though I know. I don't think we were given a specified time of how long this game needed to be. I don't remember off the top of my head, but I know my kind of idea with it was, make it a bit longer of a game, similar to, games like, what is it? Learn to Fly and other upgrade style games like that, take upwards of an hour or more to beat. So that was kind of why I went a little further and tried to have this game stretch as long as I could. Just because I know, I knew, didn't want it to be, jump into the game and you can beat it in 5 minutes, right? Which, I'm rambling here. Yeah, I don't know. I like where I got the game too. I think it's good. Yeah. I don't know. Quite a few of my classmates' games are very quick. You can beat them in under 10 minutes or less. And I don't know which is better. Having a shorter game that's, quick to beat, or whether this longer sort of game is better. I guess it might just depend on the player and the type of game. I don't know. We'll grab our first ability here. And our pop-up shows up, tells you unlock the ability. We'll click out of it. And yeah, you hit it. The little guy pops up over here, and his attack will launch towards the enemy. The icon was supposed to be showing up in front of the player, but I think we got some sort of issue going on with probably the world space and how it's set. Fortunately, I don't have the time to change that for our build here. But I think it's alright. The kind of idea behind him appearing like that is supposed to be if you've ever played the Phoenix Wright game, where you get the very dramatic player profile as they pop up and hit you with the objection. And that was kind of my idea with that. I would be having like the character image pop up on the screen and have an attack fly at the enemy. It's not quite perfect. I had wanted a little more out of the art assets. But I like what we have. I think it's still alright. You're just gonna get the money increase again. And yeah. Let's see. Guess I figured I'd just keep talking in my videos, since the very first sprint log video, or devlog video or whatever, I was talking during it. I just figured, may as well just continue on doing this. And then when we were presenting our beta builds to the class like a week or so ago, I found out that I'm apparently the only one who was talking during the videos. Everyone else just, recorded a quick video. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know which one of us did it right or not. I just kind of figured, since the videos were supposed to be, quick, devlog showing, this is where our game's at, this is what we were able to complete, this is what that looks like. It was easier for me to talk instead of just, play through it and then hope people can figure it out on their own, you know what I mean? Yeah. it's not as easy to understand what's going on in the game if you have no idea. If you're just kind of watching a devlog with like no commentary, I mean, you'd be able to see the difference from video to video, but that would be it. You wouldn't be able to tell if there's smaller changes, you might not notice them. Grab that and reduce damage. I don't know. There's no hate on the classmates. I think all of their games turned out amazing as well. Let's see. Oh yeah, I guess another function I wanted to add to the game was like, sort of like a speed up, you know, you could click it and you'd move at 2x speed. I just didn't get to that. That was something I wasn't able to do. Would have definitely made this a lot quicker, because I know that was a complaint that, you know, game takes too long, it's kind of slow. Which I definitely understand. And honestly, I probably should have tried harder to get it in, but yeah, I just ran out of time. There was really nothing I could do. Yeah, I'm just kind of going all over the place with my talking here. Let's see. I guess talking about just, you know, the kind of experience with making this game. I enjoyed it. It definitely was a lot bigger of a challenge than I thought it might originally have been, just since I was, you know, most of the stuff we've worked on has been much, like, on a much smaller scale. This is like a full-on kind of game, which I haven't really done yet. Oh, that wasn't supposed to highlight. Okay. Yeah, this one's not supposed to unlock until you get damage level 5, but I guess that lock's not quite working. Okay. That's alright. I feel like I'm gonna end up getting graded down for some of these bugs and stuff that are popping up. I guess that's really the only one that I've noticed so far. I don't have time to keep going back and forth with the smallest things. I feel like anytime I make changes, you know, something else pops up that I didn't notice originally, and I don't know what to do about that. Yeah. Eating more food. Yeah, my teachers, I kind of found that interesting. I don't know, they laughed at me when they seen me eating food in their videos. You know, they just played everybody's videos in front of the class, and my videos, it's just me talking. Nobody else's videos have them talking, and they had it on like 2x speed going through my video, and you can very clearly tell when I stopped to start eating for a second. Let's see. There's a couple other things that might have been interesting to add into the game would be maybe like mini bosses. Since the main boss spawns in on wave 30, so maybe having like a boss every 10 waves could have been an interesting addition. Yeah, like something like that might have been cool to see. Maybe, I mean, there's only so much I could have done with attacks, so it's not like I really could have gone and added that much more. Because, you know, since all the enemies behave the same, and I didn't want to go super, like, really in-depth detailed with this. Again, since I was originally working alone for the first 2 sprints or so. But yeah, I think if I had had an artist from the start, I probably would have been able to focus a bit more on the project and get more done. Maybe. That could just be me speaking out of my bum here. I don't know. I mean, it was an interesting experience, though. I do like... What was I gonna say here? I do like kind of... Like, the experience, it was fun. Like, I liked making the game. Even if some parts were annoying at times. Especially if you get, you know, have these bugs pop up and you don't know what's causing them. It can be really annoying, but yeah, the game, I liked where it's at. It's a good... Again, yes, there's more I would have liked to do with it, but I think it's okay. You know, I did what I set out to do. Although, if we want to talk about original ideas, I did... Like, at the start, I'd kind of thought about doing something similar to, I should be using these abilities more. I keep forgetting I have them. Yeah, it's probably not a good thing if I forget about them a lot. I feel like part of that's just because I'm fucking over here yapping. But yeah, use that, get some more damage off. Let's see. Yeah, this was a fun change from the basic other sort of things we've done. A little over a third of the way through the game here. And we are gonna go down, that's fine. We can now get the HR lady, so let's buy her. She is kind of the same idea. I didn't get to show off her attack there because the enemy died so quickly. Do a quick hit. But yeah, the three abilities all work the same way. You hit them, they pop up, and then they throw something at the enemies. I feel like there's only so much I could have done with this. Especially with trying not to make it too complex. I don't know. Maybe there was something else I could have done with them to make them a bit more interesting. But yeah. Yep. It's a little hard to see, but our janitor throws a mop, and then our HR lady basically yells very loudly, "You're fired!" She's supposed to be kind of like a sound wave attack, which might not make sense in a human world, but in the sense of a world where dungeons have erupted due to magic and these monsters are throwing themselves into your workplace, we're gonna roll with it and not care. Fired, launched the broom, and they are working great. Let's see. Yeah, I kind of skipped over it. Yeah, my original idea was sort of similar. It was still like an auto battler type sort of game, but it was kind of closer to a beat 'em up style game where you get a bit more freedom with your movement. You'd be able to move around. Yeah, I guess it would be kind of like a mix of an auto battler, a beat 'em up, and something like a Vampire Survivors type game, I guess, which is very complicated for what we set out to do, or what I had set out to do. But I don't know. I might have been able to do it, but since I had other things to worry about, we decided it would be best to simplify it as much as possible. And then we ended up with what we have. Yeah, again, I don't think it's perfect. I think there's definitely stuff that could be improved, you know, make it run smoother. But I'm okay with what we had. Like, I think for my first kind of full game working by myself, I think I'm okay with where it landed. But yeah, if I had more time, I could maybe go more in depth and make this feel better. But, you know, no use crying over spilt milk now. I feel like I'm just like struggling to try and figure out what to talk about here. I'm just kind of going at whatever. Do that, do that. Let's see. I guess I could talk about for our upgrades, we have two different damage upgrades. Both of them just increase your damage. One increases by 2, one increases by 4. I was told, yeah, I could probably rework the second one into more of what was it? I think it was like increase your critical chances or something like that, which might have been a better upgrade other than just, you know, having 2 damage upgrades just to have 2 of them. But we have what we have. Ooh, the double crits. Alright. Okay, get her ability, and we will get his ability here. I don't know. Kind of hard to just think of stuff to keep going on and talking about. Let's see. I think it would have been nice to have a bit more time for both our beta and our final build, just because of the way things went down. Let's buy that and buy some more health. We ended up... Yeah, I think we had like 5 days to work on our beta, and then about 9-10 days to work on the final build for polish, instead of having 2 weeks for each separate one. So I think getting more time for both of those would have been great and would have helped out a lot to do a little more with the game. But I mean, can't really... I don't know. We only have so much time for this class, and when I kind of throw everything together very quickly, you know, we probably could have had this split up into a full year's worth of a course instead of throwing into 3.5 months or whatever. Or I guess not even 3.5 months. Be 3 months, just about a little under 3 months here, basically, for the project. Yeah. Oh, uncomfortable silence there. We'll start eating more. Let's see. I am very excited for the our winter break coming up here. You know, get a chance to just sit down and relax and not be stressed out about deadlines or anything like that. I think it'll be a nice change of pace here, you know, be able to head back home for a bit, relax with my family. Oh god, that's a big ass crit. I wonder how bad it's going to be if I start swearing in these videos. That might not go over well. Alright, so our increased damage 2 ability is unlocked. We'll get another reduction in damage. Let's see. What else can I talk about here? Next semester for our program, we'll be doing kind of like a second version of this, but instead of working kind of one programmer, one artist, we'll be in a bigger group with multiple people. And I feel like I'm looking forward to that one, just seeing how it'll be working with, you know, other programmers, other artists as well. I kind of want to make like, you know, like a multiplayer type game, you know, like one of those like couch co-op games or whatever. You know, hop in and just, you know, have some fun. You know, similar like, you know, party games, stuff like that would be cool to see or cool to do. I don't know how hard or how easy it would be, but I would like to look into it for sure. Launch those. Then I think, what is it, like netcodes or something like that. You know, we'll be learning, you know, how to make them work, which I'm excited to see. There's a lot of stuff that seems is going to be very interesting next semester that we'll be learning about. I guess one of our courses is just specifically designed to, you know, doing whatever. Like, we'll be looking at, I guess, VR, AR, a couple other things as well. So that'll be cool to see. Thank you, Will. Alright. At about the halfway mark of the game now. crit might have ran. Oh, man. Yeah, we probably could have went a little further for the crit us. Oh, that's annoying. We are going to... Yeah, get the currency bonus, I guess. Oh yeah, we can get the final coworker now. I forgot. Yeah, because we just cleared wave 15. Yeah, we can get that now. I'll be able to show that off. Maybe next turn? I'm not actually sure. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of blanking on what to talk about. Because I don't know if it will be very professional if I start talking about stuff that's not regarding this. Yeah, it might not go over too well if I just start talking about random stuff that has nothing to do with the program. Oh well. We'll probably be here for a little while longer anyways doing this. Let's see. I guess that's another, along with like the, fast forward button. Maybe, when you're in the upgrade screen and you hit dash again, you have an option to go back. Like have an option to go to like the furthest wave, or like go to like a checkpointed wave or something. Like every 5 waves or something, there's a checkpoint, and you can start running from there again. And then you can either collect all of the currency from the before waves or get none of it, or I don't know. It's another idea for something that could have worked out, but I don't know. I know tomorrow when we get to class, we'll have had submitted our final build, our final devlog, our progress report, and all that. And I think we just have to do we have to do another presentation. But I think it's just a simple post-mortem, reflect on how our game went, where we got, yada yada yada, and we can in fact buy our final coworker. We will show him on. Give it a bit for us to get a little further in the game, and we'll show him off. Oh, alright. He beat the enemy too quickly. That's probably something I could have fixed, since the enemies, the projectile attack or whatever, kind of targets where the enemy was. If they die before it hits them, it kind of disappears. I probably could have coded that better, or have it work better. But yeah, he throws hard to see, but he throws a beer bottle that says Happy Juice on it, because he is our drunk coworker. And yeah, that's our cast of coworkers here. The HR lady, the janitor, and the drunk coworker who showed up when he shouldn't have. Alright, do that. Yeah, I feel like I'm repeating myself sometimes with stuff that I talk about. Yeah, I know. I really would have loved to get those animations in, have it, whether it's just like an idle animate. It's basically idle animations for the enemies, and we have a walking animation for the player. The items that the 3 coworkers throw were originally going to be animated and just be like spinning or whatever too, but we weren't able to get those finished up. But yeah, I think honestly, if we had been able to get those done, I think the game would have been pretty much perfect. But didn't turn out that way. That's alright. Things don't always go the way you want them to. But yeah, I'm still happy with where the game ended up. Oh boy. buy 2 of those, and we will buy our first damage attack. We're now doing 24 damage. Yeah, I definitely understand why people ask for the speed up, because yes, the game is quite slow. But then again, quite a few upgrade style games, I guess their gameplay loop isn't as long. You know, kind of Learn to Fly, you know, you start out only lasting, you know, what, like 10 seconds, and then you stretch to, you know, lasting in your run for like a minute or more. It just takes longer and it just takes a longer time to reach the end goal. Yeah, I don't think my teachers are going to want to show this one in class, because this is going to take a while to get through this video. Oh boy. You launch that. All abilities on cooldown. There's probably a better way we could have done the ability sort of icons too, just because yes, they're kind of small and not the most noticeable things, so you may forget about them. But yeah, I'm not too sure what would have made them easier to do. Maybe just making them bigger, and I don't know. Not the end of the world. I think they're okay. Nope, there we go. Launch that, launch him. And I think each of them kind of range in their damage. Our janitor does 25, I believe. Our HR lady does 35 damage, and then drunk coworker does 50. Maybe I could have tweaked them more. I think they're okay. Let's see, we should beat this. Yeah, we're kind of slowing down and getting stuck at this crux here. I mean, we'll slowly start getting further and further as we buy some more upgrades. Wave 18, just about 2/3 of the way through the game now. It is not bad. Ooh, let's go. Double crits there. Wave 19. I'm just narrating everything that, man. Got the drunk. Hey, here comes the drunk coworker with the bottle. Man, I don't know what I'm doing anymore. Alright, wave to 20. We are now 2/3 of the way through the game. Starting off with a good crit. Launch everything off we can. Yeah, I don't know. I think it would have been nice to do a bit more with our interactability instead of just, you know, these icons. I don't know. Maybe I should have just made like a tiny button that you could place in like the bottom right of the screen and just doesn't do anything, but you can click it as much as you want or something. Might have helped satiate some people. Go with a health upgrade, and we're going to get another damage upgrade. We are at 1 coin. We're broke. Alright. Yeah. I guess I can talk about the game. So, you know, the enemies are just a singular prefab, and it randomizes which of the two basic enemies appears, and then when you're on to wave 30, the boss sprite shows up. And then yeah, with that prefab, I set up their like basic starting HP and damage, and then it scales each wave. I believe they gain 10 HP and 2 extra damage each wave. Just so it has a... I felt it was, you know, kind of a smooth scale. But yeah, I think the player maybe just didn't scale as smoothly as our enemy. But I think it's okay. Again, it's not perfect. I don't think I could have made it perfect. You know, it's my first attempt at making a full kind of game by myself. You know, I have basic sort of things, but nothing on this complexity of a level or level of complexity. Man, I'm just messing everything up now. Break you out. But yeah, let's see. If I had one more sprint, what would I do with this? That's a good question I can try and answer. I think if I had another sprint of, you know, 2 to 3 weeks, even maybe just a 1 week sprint, I think I'd be able to, you know, get the animations involved into the game and actually working. I don't know if there's anything else I want. I feel like having the animations is probably the only thing that I kind of wish I had been able to get into the game. Other than that, I'm okay with where it landed. Maybe just make it a little, I guess just tweak some values, make it a little feel smoother, I guess. Other than that, yeah, I don't think there's necessarily anything more that I want to try and add in, at least off the top of my head. I guess, again, maybe just some form of interactability, whether that's, you know, maybe you can click where the enemy is and it deals 1 damage every time you click them. That could be something, maybe. I have no idea. I really... Alright, do that. How much is that? 418? Man, I forgot how expensive that one got. Let's see. Buy another health upgrade. Almost maxed out our health here. 3 more upgrades to go. Yeah. Kind of running out of things to talk about at this point. I got a portfolio interview coming up, and I'm probably going to put this game in it, because I feel like it's one of the biggest pieces I've done this semester, and I feel like it accurately represents, you know, what I was able to accomplish. I guess I have to figure out, you know, how I want to show it off, you know, what sort of stuff I'd want to show off. Maybe just maybe just the upgrades. It could be definitely a first one, like how those load, how those work. Could be cool to see. I don't know if there's anything else super impressive. Kind of once everything comes together, it's great. There's not necessarily anything by itself that's like super innovative. I don't know, maybe that's just me maybe that's just me talking myself down here. Big old crit. I don't know. I wonder if it might have been better to like get the artist, you know, get my artist to join me for this video and just have both of us sitting here trying to, you know, bounce stuff off each other while we're playing this. I don't know. I've done all these videos by myself up until this point, so I guess I just never thought to go in that direction. That might have been interesting to get both of our thoughts on this as it's, you know, as we're playing through it. For now, I think it's okay. Yep. I wonder if my teachers are actually going to sit down and watch through this entire video. Because, yeah, it's already getting, you know, we're getting pretty long into this video here. So I feel like there's probably a chance that they decide not to watch the entire thing. And just either skip through it or, like, speed it up. That's okay. So, yeah, I've made quite a long game here. We're getting very close to the end, though. We're on wave 23 right now. I'm hoping now that I have... Because I believe my record was... I beat the game in 59 minutes and 56 seconds before we added in the damage reduction and these new abilities here. By that, get some more currency. So honestly, I kind of want to see if I can beat it. I have about 20 minutes to do so, and I think I can beat my record here. Do that. But yeah, the abilities definitely make it a lot easier to get through as they deal They deal quite a bit of damage here, which is nice. But we'll keep going. I think I'll be glad to be done of this project so I can take a break. Yeah, this has definitely been the most intensive thing I've done, if that's even how you word that. At this point, I have 2 more assignments to do, I believe. And then I'll be doing my presentation, portfolio presentation. And then, yeah, it's into the winter break. It's really exciting. That. I feel like I'm just barely paying attention to the waves. I'm kind of just getting way too into talking and playing this. But I know. We're getting through it. I might see if, like, over the winter break I can, like, try and create a game or work on something just to, you know, keep my skills up a little. I also might just not do anything and, you know, sit around and, you know, catch up on the games and, like, the shows and stuff I've fallen behind on. Who knows? We're not quite at winter break yet. I still got to get through these last few assignments and that, and then we'll see where that takes me. I'm just kind of launching these abilities as I get them now. Oh man, oh man. I don't know. With the game being as long as it is, it's kind of hard to, like, tweak it and find the perfect values. And make it feel super smooth, but it's alright. On to wave 24. 6 more waves. We'll likely go down this wave or next wave, and then we can go buy some more abilities. Oh yeah, we going down for sure. For sure. Let's see. Buy another health upgrade, I guess. Now it's 330 health. I believe the final boss sits at about 360 health? Yeah, about like 350, 360 health, something like that. I don't know. If I had to, like, restart this project, I don't know if I don't know what I'd do differently. Maybe just try a different themed game. Make it something that's a little more interactable, just, you know, keep player attention. Because although there's been a lot of people who enjoyed the game and liked playing it, there's been a couple people who, yeah, didn't quite like the fact that there just wasn't much to do in the game. And as much as I like them, I don't think the, you know, ability upgrades add as much as I might have wanted into the game. I think it helps because now you have something you can click and send off, but again, it still kind of feels like you're just watching it, honestly. Which, I don't know, there's only so much I could figure out how to do, especially with how much, you know, I only had so much time. I don't know. Maybe that's all just excuses. I probably could have figured out a different way to go about doing them. But I really don't know. I mean, kind of like some other auto battlers where, you know, you might have, you know, abilities like this that you can press, but yeah, then they just do some sort of damage in that. I don't know. I feel like I'm saying that a lot. I think it's okay what we have. I didn't really, wasn't really able to get that much feedback on them. Just since, it takes you a couple it takes you a couple runs to actually get to your first ability upgrade, and then a lot of people just didn't want to play. A lot of people only played for a few minutes and then, stopped playtesting. Again, it takes a while to beat the game, so nobody wants to sit here for, half an hour trying to do that sort of stuff, but I don't know. You're fired. On to wave 22. Ooh, it's a big crit. I'm trying to keep this professional, but it's probably not looking that way here. Got me eating and rambling on. I'm also kind of very much in the dark as I'm playing this. Oh well. Do this so I can get to wave 25. Alright, 5 waves away. Yeah, we will likely... Oh, maybe. Oh yeah, we're going to wave 26. Alright. My abilities reload. Oh, no, wait, maybe not. I'm getting crit here. Uh-oh. Let's go, wave 27. I don't know. I think I enjoy the game. I don't think it would be... Probably wouldn't be something that I would invest hours and hours into. But I would definitely play it. Like, if this was something I've seen for the first time. I would definitely play it until I beat it. For sure. Do that by some more damage. So we're dealing 34 now. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I like the feeling of, being I like feeling accomplished and beating stuff. So I would keep playing it, especially because, yeah, I feel excited when I'm getting closer and closer and, beating waves that I maybe wouldn't have beaten if I didn't, if I didn't hit this crit here, or, I didn't use this ability in time, or, trying to plan the... That's kind of what I wanted with the abilities is, you have them, but you also kind of got to plan out when you want to use them, because, you might be able to beat, wave 10 perfectly fine without using them, but then wave 11, you might need to use, you might lose on that wave, but if you use your ability at the right time, you can actually beat it and go a little further than you were supposed to. I don't know. Just a thought here, I guess. We're playing along. We got about 11-ish minutes to try and beat the record that I have here. Which is a little surprising. I figured with these 3, I know they're not super big damage points, we might have made it a little further along or beat it quicker, but I guess not. I guess it's still just as slow. But yeah. It is what it is. I think this is probably going to be the longest video that goes up onto my channel here for this course. Most videos are a lot smaller than that because I'm just showing off simpler stuff. But I feel a lot of my videos are longer than my classmates, as, I like to talk and ramble on as I'm going through this stuff, trying to, articulate my words here and that. But yeah, part of that's just my rambling, and it feels like I'm going crazy. Oh well. Alright, wave 23. I think a part of the reason my record was what it was because in the last couple of waves I kept hitting crits. Otherwise I probably wouldn't have beat the level as quickly as I did. Or beat it as quickly as I did. I mean, that's also a part of why I wanted the crits in here, you know, just to give them a little more random chance so it's not just, you know, back and forth, you know, there's a chance, you know, you do a crit, you deal more damage, you know, you gotta be careful. Well, I guess it's not really much of a way to play around that. If it happens, it happens. You can't really, oh god. Oh, okay, there we go. We have 27. Alright. Gotta lock it, I can't do much, but we're gonna lock in. We have 28. Alright, let's get it. Will we beat... So, the music kind of starts early. Go to upgrade so... Yeah, there's a special music track for when you get to the boss that's supposed to play after you hit wave 30. But I think I messed up a line of code there, because yeah, it's showing up a little early. What do I want to... I could... almost maxed out my damage reduction. So yeah, the first boss is now dealing almost 50% less damage. Alright, going in. Yeah, that track's not quite playing as intended. It's supposed to start up so that when the music fully starts, you know, it's kind of a slow start and then it gets right into the track. So it's supposed to be as that, you know, peak of the song starts, the boss appears. But yeah, it's didn't quite work as intended, it seems. That's okay. Still plays at an alright time. I think we're probably going to need at least one more run before we can beat this, but we'll see. I say I'm going to do my best, but there's really not that much that I can do to affect this, aside from time the abilities and use them when I need them. Yeah, right now, these early waves up to at least wave 20-ish, I don't need to worry too much about anything. I can just keep launching these abilities and taking them out. Launch that. I mean, as you get further in the game, the earlier waves do get quicker, but yeah. Some sort of speed up or a, you know, start further in the wave button would have probably helped quite a bit just to make it not as long of a video. But yeah, I feel like I can almost guarantee that my teachers are not sitting here to watch through this whole video. I'll be impressed if they do. It would definitely be cool if they actually just sit here and listen to me ramble for an hour. I apologize if you have sat here this whole time and are just listening to me yap. Wave 22. Ooh, you get that crit in. Take him out. Ooh, okay. Wave 25. Coming up on the end again. Will we beat it? I don't know. We might need another run or two. Might see if I can try and get a health upgrade before we go. Or I guess into our next run here, that might help. Ooh, crits left, right, and center. Alright, wave 27. Going in big on the upgrades here. Or not upgrades, going in big on the abilities. Alright, we'll take out wave 27 fine. Man, I'm not commentating like this is like the world finals here. Wave 28 coming in. There goes the HR lady with the fire. Our janitor launching his broom. Wave 28 is going down. Just in time to launch off a couple more abilities. There's the boss fight music kicking in. I think we're going to do it. We're going to wave 30. I don't remember him being this big. Huh. We're going to beat him. Wait, maybe not. Oh my god, we're going to beat him. Let's go! Getting way too excited. 56 minutes. We did it. We beat it 3 minutes quicker. Yay! There you go. Devin has now gained the Employee of the Month trophy. Congratulations. Maybe you didn't save the whole world, but at least you don't have any more overtime this week. Your weekend off was denied, though. You know. Yeah. Let's head on back to our main menu. Ooh. And yeah. That is the game there. That is another error I'm just noticing now. It did not save the game. Interesting. Oh well. We beat it. We're finished. Give a quick credits play here. Myself and my artist. You know, the music and where we got it from. And yeah, that is Dungeon Dash. Again, I'm happy with where the game ended up. Yes, there's some stuff I would have liked to add in or change, but, you know, I'm glad with what we got done. I liked where everything ended up. You know, I want to thank my artist for joining me and, you know, sticking with me through all this and all the hard work. I appreciate it a lot. I'm glad we got to work together for this. So yeah, this has been fun. I'll be looking forward to next semester, seeing what sort of stuff we'll get up to. And I'll also be looking forward to my winter break. Thank you.